Hello, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Neil from Web Cargo by Freightos. Some of you I may have already spoken to, some of you maybe not. Basically, I'm the consultant for the UK for Web Cargo by Freightos, specifically for the e-booking side of the platform. And by that, what I mean is real-time search, real-time comparison, real-time rates, real-time capacity and pricing. So what we're going to be doing today is giving you a full demonstration of the simplicity, the efficiency and the benefits of the platform. And we'll do that in a few moments' time. But before we do that, I'm going to introduce you to a colleague of mine, Camilo Garcia, who is the VP for Airlines for Web Cargo, who's going to give you a full up to speed on the very latest with what's happening with the airlines. And after that, we'll be doing the demo, answering any questions, and again, running through the benefits of searching, comparing and booking in this manner.
Thank you, Neil. Thank you for your introduction. And as you said, my name is Camilo Garcia. I'm the Global VP for Business Development at Web Cargo by Freightos, and my direct responsibility is to manage the relationship with our airline partners. So before we go into the core of the webinar in terms of e-bookings, we thought it would be very important for us to share with you what sits behind this platform in terms of what it's feeding in the platform, what's the source of all the information, all the capacity, all the rates that you're going to see while you're using Web Cargo and placing bookings on any of our airline partners. On screen, you will find which are the carriers which today we partner with. And when we say we partner, is basically because we have direct access to their core systems. So whatever you are seeing on Web Cargo, it's actually the information provided by the carrier at the moment of your search. This is not information that we store on the system and that we only, let's say, display at time of search. This is all happening in live environment. And we're very proud to be able to share with our colleagues and customers in the UK, our partnership with some of the largest carriers in the industry. The likes of Qatar Cargo, the likes of British Airways, Lufthansa, Air France, Aer Lingus, Iberia, Airbridge Cargo, Etihad, SAS, TAP, Turkish very soon available also in the UK, Finnair already available, NCA, which we have already launched in North America, and Delta, which we have launched in the States and in Germany, will also be available in the UK in very short period of time. In addition to this airlines that you're seeing on screen, we're currently working with 10 other integrations. These are 10 other carriers, which most likely most of you are very familiar to. We will be announcing them very shortly before they go live in our platform. And the message that I really want to share with you is what we're seeing when we speak and engage with airline partners. I think all of these airlines, which have a combination of a passenger and a cargo business, have experienced their process of digitization in the last 20 years, coming from the passenger business. They all knew it was going to happen in the cargo business, but none of them, for very valid reasons, expected that the last 18 months, perhaps a bit shorter through COVID, digitization was going to take such an accelerated momentum in the cargo business. What we have seen is cargo becoming the main source of income for every single airline in the industry, and therefore all eyes are on cargo. Cargo is getting the investment required from a financial perspective, from a manpower perspective, and from a board attention perspective. So we're seeing more and more carriers being able to deploy their capacity, their product, their pricing directly into the freight forwarder community and allowing them to perform instant electronic bookings. As you will see while Neil performs the demo, what you're going to experience is the possibility in a matter of minutes because it's just over a minute, the possibility to compare perhaps 50 or 60 different options, because we would not only display your preferred date, we're going to also include 6 additional dates that will give you alternative in terms of what's the best transit time, the best product, and the best rate that you would like to use for your shipment. So without further ado, I'm going to hand back to Neil who's going to be able to talk to us about the platform itself, the process of placing an electronic booking. And if you have any questions or comments, please share them with us and we will be delighted to help you with those. Neil, over to you.
Okay, thanks, Camillo. What we're going to do now is take you through to the WebCargo platform, which everybody should be able to see now. And I'm going to explain a couple of things to you. First of all, I want to speak to you about what we call static rates and the difference between the static rates and what we call the dynamic rates. The dynamic rates we access via this new e-booking tab. That is the real-time rates, real-time capacity, real-time pricing. But obviously on the platform, we also have what we call the static rates. By that, I mean the general rates, the market rates, the promo rates, which are valid in general for a matter of weeks, a matter of months, or a season, so to speak. Okay, and we all know since COVID, there has been various issues from the airlines connected to the static rates, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to, in order to show you these, I'm just going to do a standard search from London Heathrow to Shanghai. And we're going to show you and demonstrate on the platform, for those who haven't seen before, exactly where the static rates are, the general rates, the market rates, the promo rates. Okay, and if we scroll down the page now, bear with me. We scroll down the page, what we see in grey or white is the general rate. Yeah, if it's highlighted in pink, sorry, let me move that for you. If it's highlighted in pink, they're the promo rates. If it's in green, such as here, it's contracted rates, because with WebCargo, for certain packages that we provide, either Prime, the Enterprise, and the Professional, you can have any contracted rates implemented into the system. Okay, so it's just to show you that the static rates, the general rates, the promo rates are all there, as is the norm. Okay, but wherever we see blue, for example, here, it's a way to access the dynamic pricing. It doesn't mean you're booking, it means you're searching. And when it says it here, quite simply, it means that that airline provides dynamic pricing. Okay, and these rates here don't apply. By clicking on the book tab, you'll be accessing the real-time rates and capacity. Another way of accessing the dynamic pricing is here, again, to do a search, or even here, where we show the carts. But as I've said, the very best way, and the way that we recommend you do it, is by using the new e-booking tab up at the top left next to the WebCargo logo. And for me, it's the most important tab on the platform. So we're now going to do an e-booking search. Okay, so we're going to go London Heathrow to Shanghai. We pick a week from now, so to speak, from the 27th. And over here on the right, we have commodities. Okay, now every conceivable commodity type or goods type is available, apart from dangerous goods, which will be coming later this year. So here you can see general cargo, spare parts, electric equipment, your perishables, pharmaceuticals. And we can get even more specific if we click on choose from list. And you can see the breakdown there. You click into it and it gets even more specific. Or obviously you can actually just type the wording into the box. But for purposes of the demo, we're going to go general cargo. And then over on the left, we have shipment details. It's either calculate by boxes or calculate by total shipments. Now, the only reason why you would go calculate by total shipments is if you don't know the dimensions, in which case you're just putting the weight and the volume. But again, for purposes of the demo, we're going to go calculate by boxes. So we'll go 1 by 50, by 60, by 70, by 70, 80 kilograms. Okay, so type in the dimensions, type in the units, then click on whether it's turnable or stackable. If we scroll down below this, you can add as many units as you want. Just click on add units and repeat the process. Again, for purposes of the demo, we're just going to do the 1. And below that, extremely important, the IATA code. Okay, make sure if you've got more than one, it's the right one, make sure it's correct. And then if the shipment's being screened. Okay, and then quite simply, we click on search flights and rates. We put in the origin, the destination, the departure date, the commodity type, the shipment details. Now we click on search flights and rates. And what happens now It's live and direct. The most important part, Web Cargo is speaking to each and every one of the designated airlines that have the APIs in place for this way of real-time rates, real-time pricing, real-time capacity. And what you can see in front of you here over a 6-day spread from the Sunday the 27th of June to Friday the 2nd of July is a breakdown of the cheapest, the best, and the fastest options available. Over here, highlighted in pink, you can see this airbridge cargo option is the cheapest option. Okay, if we scroll down further, highlighted in yellow, we can see the Air France option is the fastest option. Okay, if the cheapest turns out to be the fastest as well, which happens quite a lot, it'll just be highlighted in pink. If they're different, one will be highlighted in yellow and one in pink. As I say, what you see is a breakdown from all the airlines of the cheapest, fastest, and best options available. Now, you have the capability to filter your search over here. As I say, it's showing the cheapest and the fastest. But if we click on this, we can click on price range and duration range, and the view will change. Or alternatively, we can click on departure date and arrival date, depending on what the most important things are for you. And again, the view will change. Or even if we click on departure date and departure time, again, the view of what we call the matrix will change. Nine times out of 10, obviously, most people are searching for the cheapest and the fastest options available. Okay. And over on the right, here is another way to filter your search. Click on airline if you only want to look at certain airlines. Yeah. Or service if you only want to look at express service. Or itinerary if you only want to look at direct flights. Aircraft, maybe you only want to look at freighters. And even range. You can filter the rate. Sorry, you can filter the rate, the price, the journey duration, and departure time to suit your criteria. Okay, scroll back up. What I want to draw reference to now, as I say, this view that we're looking at that shows the cheapest, that shows the fastest, that shows the best over a 6-day spread is what we call the matrix, and it's the most popular view that freighters use. However, we also have something that we call the classic view. So if I click on this, what we see here is the same flights over a 6-day spread, but not just the cheapest, the best, and the fastest, but every single option available. So as you can see, there's a lot more options. So the classic view will demonstrate that every single flight option that is available on every given day in terms of the search. Okay. But for purposes of the demo, I'm going to go back to the matrix, and what we're going to do now is proceed. We're going to click on the cheapest option, then we'll click on the fastest option with Air France, and we go through to the next page. Okay. Again, it's a breakdown of the itinerary, airline, service, rate. Very important, surcharges all in. Most airlines will show freight, fuel, and risk surcharges all in. Not Etihad, as you can see below, it's showing the surcharges. But with this particular option from Air France, surcharges are all in, freight, fuel, and risk. Itinerary, London Heathrow, Charles de Gaulle, PVG. Departure date and time, arrival date and time, and journey duration. And over on the right, we can see the rate and the overall value. Below this, what we see here is other alternatives for the very same day, the 29th of June. Okay. Because what Web Cargo does is every step of the way through the process, it's giving you alternative options in case you're not completely sure this is the one that you want to take. Okay. So there's the other alternative for the same day, but we're now going to proceed and click on this, and we go through to the last screen. Okay. And what we see here, again, breakdown of the itinerary. London Heathrow, Charles de Gaulle, PVG, departure date and time of first flight, departure date and time of second flight. Over on the right, again, the rate, the total freight, surcharges all in, total amount. If the airline provides it at this time, last acceptance time for cargo delivery, time of availability for cargo pickup, drop-off address, pickup address. Below that, shipment details. Below that, load information. Very important before you actually book the shipment. Make sure that your shipment details are correct, just in case you've made any mistakes. Okay. Below that, user ID, again, very important. Make sure that IATA code is correct. And below that, cancellation policy. And that's only there to serve as a reminder that should you choose to cancel at a very late stage, you may, with some airlines, incur penalties. Okay. Again, most of you will be aware of that. And if we scroll back up to the left, final moments before booking, airway bill number, and airway bill type. Is it going to be paper airway bill? Is it going to be electronic and paper, or electronic only? And below that, before we book, another very important tab, we can set notifications for this booking. So we click on this, and by filling in the criteria that you want, you will be notified right the way from the start to the finish of any changes, any alterations, any updates to your booking via email. So you're kept in the mix right the way through. So it's a great tool to have. And quite simply from there, we book this shipment. And what happens from here, 30 seconds to a minute afterwards, you receive an email from ourselves confirming the booking, and an email from ourselves via the airline confirming the shipment details and the booking itself. And that's it. It's that simple. It's that effective. It's faster. It's easier. It's live. It's more accurate. It's more convenient. It's more transparent. It's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And in essence, what it does is save time, it saves money, and it saves a hell of a lot of effort toing and froing with different airlines. You can't get through after 5 o'clock, waiting for email responses, waiting for telephone call responses. The beauty of the matrix is you've got those 10 to 15 airlines. You're speaking to them live and direct. You're speaking to each and every one of them live and direct. Okay, so I'm just going to take a pause for a moment and ask, is there any questions at this stage? Yeah, okay. If I make an e-booking on web cargo, can I edit the shipment after the booking is confirmed? Okay, good question. Yes, you can with specific airlines, with Lufthansa, with TAP Portugal, with SAS Cargo, with Etihad, and with Qatar. You can edit the booking after it's been confirmed. Okay. Any further questions at this stage?
Neil, there's a question here being asked. If I'm a user of a Kairos Direct online booking platform, can I use web cargo? Yes, absolutely right. As we said at the beginning, we work in partnership with the airlines. So there's absolutely no conflict if you have previously been using any of our airline partners' online systems. You can keep on using that for certain bookings and use web cargo for others, place all your bookings for web cargo. There's absolutely no conflict, and the airline is not going to ask you to use one or the other. This is for the freight forwarder to choose what is more practical for them.
Yeah, another question there. How long is the rate kept for? Well, it's real time, okay? So it's live. So the rate could change at any given moment, as is the case in anything that is real time, whether it's a hotel, whether it's a flight, whether it's a holiday. So it could be that you go in one day, you see a price, and the rate is higher or lower the next day, or it could be the same. That all depends. Real time. Okay.
There's another question here. It says, if I don't find space when I do my search, if I wait 30 minutes, will the system update and maybe show me space? Absolutely, that could be the case. As we said, this is live connection. So if in the space of those 30 minutes, there has been perhaps a cancellation by another customer, not necessarily in the UK. It's interesting, for example, if you take British Airways. British Airways will have customers in Hong Kong placing a booking from Hong Kong to Heathrow and from Heathrow to New York. That cancellation from Hong Kong might create then capacity for a customer in the UK to book a Heathrow JFK consignment. So absolutely, yes, that is the beauty of having direct and live connectivity. Whatever happens around the airline's network is going to be reflected on the system, and every other customer is going to be able to take advantage of that.
Okay, another question. Although the rates are changed due to COVID, are the latest rates in this data? Well, as I stated before, our airline teams are regularly updating manually through liaison with the airlines, the static, the general, the promo, and the market rate, so to speak. The issue has been the airlines have been saying one thing and doing another. If we're talking about the real-time rates, okay, they're in real time. So you are speaking to an airline, it's like a spot rate. You're speaking to an airline live and direct about its rate, about its capacity at that given moment in time. Okay. That it for now? Another one, does it work for overweight or oversized cargo?
I'll take that. So
Okay.
one of the process in the process of building your booking, so to say, we are asking customers to input their weight and dimensions. So depending on those dimensions, the system will provide you with alternatives. So to say, if you have a piece which is 1.80 meters height, we're not going to be showing you any alternatives which are not for a main deck opportunity, right? So the system is smart enough to deal with those, let's say, dimensions and characteristics of air freight, and therefore we will recognize what type of aircraft will be able or not to carry your consignment. The same for weight and the same for dimensions. Whatever you see as an alternative to place a booking is because physically, mechanically, and commercially it is possible.
Okay, does this platform work seamlessly for cross-trade shipments such as from Rio to Singapore? Well, when you use this platform, this is designated for the UK, you're booking solely from the UK.
That just to complement that, when you log in, you're coming with your IATA CAS number. That's one of your identification criteria. So therefore, as Neil says, you're going to be placing bookings with origin where your IATA CAS is associated with. Hopefully that is what was being asked by our customer.
Mm-hmm. Okay, with BA, does it offer critical service or only prioritize? It will offer all the services that the airline provides.
So again, critical, Neil,
yeah.
just to emphasize on something, critical is a component of prioritize. So for this customer, if they are familiar to critical is a must fly product for IAG Cargo, which they have a dedicated desk to manage this. So critical at the moment is not as such live for the electronic booking on web cargo. Prioritize definitely is.
Okay, we're going to move on to the next stage now. Okay. And what I'm going to draw reference to now is this My eBookings tab. Okay, so we've run through a demonstration of how to do a search, how to filter, the benefit of it, to give you a feel for it. But this My eBookings tab, I'm going to click on this now. And normally what you would see here, obviously there's been no e-bookings via this particular, because this is a demo. What you would normally see is a historical log, line by line, of every single booking that your company's made from each and every user. Okay, and from here, the My Bookings tab, you can edit. Someone asked a question about editing earlier. You can edit bookings, okay, with certain airlines, okay, after they've been confirmed. You can cancel bookings if need be. You can track the status of the booking right the way through from the beginning till the end. As I said, each and every company, each and every forwarder is kept fully up to speed with the movement of the shipment, so to speak, from start to finish. So you can track the status of the booking. And another fantastic benefit that is provided from My Bookings is you can actually duplicate your bookings as well. At the end of each row for each booking, there's a 3-dotted icon. And from here, you can duplicate the booking. So if you've got a member of staff off, if you've got a regular shipment, if someone's sick or on holiday, to save having to input all the data again, you can just duplicate the booking and change the date. So the My Bookings tab is a great tool to use for editing, tracking, duplicating, and checking the status of your bookings. Okay. One last other icon I want to mention is down on the right here, where we see this green tab down on the right. Okay. Now this is what we call our chat box. So from here, you can speak live and direct to our e-booking support team. If you've got any questions, if you've got any queries, if you've got any issues when you're making a booking, okay, and they will get back to you. Okay. Also within this chat box, there's a lot of useful videos, a lot of FAQs about how to get the best out of the platform. So it's a great tool to utilize when you're using the platform as well, in order to get the best out of our team, so to speak, to support you. And that, in essence, is that. As I say, the main benefit is the e-booking search, being it faster, more comparative, speaking live and direct to the airlines in one fell swoop on the screen, all demonstrated in front of you, showing the cheapest, the fastest and best options available, if that's the criteria that you want to look at. And as I said before, it saves time, it saves money. Off the back of that, it should free up more time for your own operatives to generate more business and generate more sales themselves. Any further questions? Yeah, sorry, what hours are the support team working, and can we get dynamic pricing 24/7? The dynamic pricing is certainly available 24/7, obviously, whereas it isn't when you're making telephone calls to an airline or relying on emails. It's available 24/7, and the support team work 24/7 as well. Okay. Well, that brings us to a conclusion for the demo. I thank you all for attending today. And what we will certainly do is be emailing you all, okay, with a breakdown of what we've run through today. I'll be sending you all an attachment that's a step-by-step guide, as simple as it is, as effective as it is, as efficient as it is, and simple it is, as I say. I'll be sending you an email, which is an attachment of a step-by-step guide to the process, okay? Also, the email address of our e-booking support team, because as I said before, there's two ways of communicating with them, either via the chat box or you can email them as well. And I'll certainly be making contact with you all over the coming days as well. I thank you all for attending today. Thanks to Camillo for his part, updating on the airlines as well. And have a good day, and I'll speak to you all soon.